Hey guys, how's it going? It's Rustabout Collector here, and today we're talking about a grunt and a marine and the bromance between these two long sworn enemies. Okay, maybe not really, but we are talking about the marine and the grunt 2-pack from the new World of Halo line by Jazwares and WickedCoolToys. And I'll be honest, these figures are pretty wicked cool. Okay, that's kind of a bad joke, but hey, let's take a look at these figures. First up the box, it's pretty standard. The new World of Halo boxes are all pretty much the same. UNSC Marine with battle rifle and Grunt conscript. I can speak today apparently, with the needler. On the back, we have the standard picture of Master Chief running to get the groceries, and yeah, there's the box. Let's get it out of the way, and let's look at what's really interesting here, the figures themselves. In this 2-pack, we have a 2-pack of stands. These stands are interlockable just like so. You can do this with any number of the stands. They all just interlock together, and it's a pretty cool feature, especially for those of you like me who like to display their figures and not have them come toppling down every time the earth moves just a fraction of an inch. So then we gotta talk about the figures, and we'll start off with the Grunt because it is just, it's beautiful. He is a beautiful, beautiful little grunt. This figure is highly articulated, highly posable, and just packed full of gorgeous details. We'll start off as usual with the accessory. This really nicely painted needler comes with actually transparent little needles up top, a nice silver and purple finish on the actual mold itself, and honestly, he holds it without any trouble at all. He has the hand perfectly fitted to just grab it like that, and it definitely will not fall out. He holds it very, very well. The Grunt conscript here, I want to call him a Grunt miner because, you know, Grunt miners were what they were in the old games, but in Infinite, I don't know, it's a new age of Grunt warfare, and this is the new Grunt. Conscript. The sculpt detail on this figure is just immaculate. He has really great sculpting all over the face, all over the body. The armor looks really nice with the orange and the steel gray silvery paint there. And here, and there. Oh, don't look there, Grunt butt. Yeah, I mean, just overall, this figure is fantastic. I especially like the way that they've actually kind of hidden the joint here in the hand. It is articulated, it does have a hinge and a swivel, but it's kind of hidden by this little flare at the end of the wrist, so you don't notice it as much as you would with other figures. Now, as for the articulation on this little guy, he has a dumbbell joint in the neck, which gives him a really good range of articulation. He can look left, right. This is about as far up as he can get, and then he can get a good way down just like that. He can look at the ground while he's groveling at the feet of the Arbiter, you know? And so yeah, there's plenty of articulation there. He can look all the way around. It's great. Hinged and a swivel at the shoulder so he can get up to there without the armor forcing it to go out. He can get back to there. He can spin it all the way around if you just kind of pop it out a little bit. Then here at what I guess you would want to call the elbow, he has a single hinge and a swivel, so it hinges back to there, forward to there, and swivels all the way around, should you so desire it to. Already kind of talked about the wrist here, but he has a hinge and a swivel there as well. Both are up and down hinges, and it swivels all the way around with ease. And now down to the torso, there's a ball joint up here for his torso, so he can kind of get a little bit of hip sway back and forth, as well as a swiveling motion there back to back. At the hips, ball joint and thigh swivel, so he can get forward all the way to there, he can get back all the way to there, swivel at the thigh allowing motion in and out like so, and then a double knee joint there which gets you all the way back to there. Then at the foot we have a hinge and a rocker, so we can hinge his little tiny grunt toes all the way to the back. If I can just get that joint worked up a little bit, there we go. Can get that all the way forward. It's a little bit tough on this one, honestly. I just haven't really messed with this figure enough, so I think that's probably it. But yeah, it's got a hinge there forward and back, and then also a rocker so that it rocks side to side. And honestly, it gives this figure really good balance just without even a stand. Like, you can kind of get him to stand fairly well, of course, just like that. Like, that's without any support, that's without a stand. And it's pretty solid, actually. Like, I don't feel that this figure is just going to topple over the minute that somebody breathes next to him. So yeah, there is the Grunt conscript, a very cool figure. Definitely got to have a lot of these guys, probably army build these guys, honestly. You definitely want to have a lot of these guys in your army, because I mean, they're the base Covenant. They're what make up most of the ground forces, and you can never have too many Covenant. Now for the Marine, this is actually my first time having one of the new Marines in the World of Halo line, and right after I got this one, I got the single carded release one, which does have some differences, believe it or not, and I will be comparing those two together in this video. But there he is, just overview. He's very, very cool. For accessories, he comes with, so far, what is my favorite World of Halo weapon that they've released, and that is the battle rifle. This sculpt looks really, really good. It's built in that bendy plastic, so you're not going to break it. Comes with a peg so that it can go directly on the back of this Marine or a Spartan without problem. I like that little feature there. And it also has this really nice dark gray and silver paint job so that it just stands out really, really nice. That said, the figure itself is also exceptionally well done. It has this really nice camo paint job all over the legs and arms, which just looks so cool. That's actually, I mean, I can't imagine that that is easy to print. I don't know much about the toy manufacturing process, but I'm assuming that that's not the easiest thing to do. Great sculpt work all over the armor, little pouches. On the side, he has a magnum strapped to his leg there, but you can't remove it, but it is a nice little detail. Same thing on this side, he has a little pouch there, some little smaller pouches on the side, leg armor, and overall, he just looks terribly, terribly cool. For articulation, he has a dumbbell joint up at the head, so he gets good side to side, good forward, good back. I love to see that kind of articulation on a small 4-inch figure like this. At the shoulders, he has a hinge and a swivel, so he can swivel all the way around and hinge out to right about there. The armor does kind of impede that just a little bit. At the elbow, the same thing, hinge and a swivel all the way around. Does not quite reach 90 degrees, but it does work, it's functional. And then at the hands, at the wrists, he has a hinge and a swivel all the way around, and then a hinge down and a hinge up. Just like that. Both wrists are the same, both are a hinge up and a down. I wish that this one was an in-out hinge and this was an up-down hinge, but you know, it is what it is. At the torso, you have a ball joint up here in the torso so he can get all the way, you know, messed up like that. There's also, I think, a swivel here, but I couldn't get the joint. I mean, you can kind of see it wobble, but it doesn't do much more than that. Moving down to the hips, you have a ball joint at the hips along with a thigh swivel, so he can get forward to there, back to just there. Then the thigh swivel swivels it all around like that. He can do that, which is cool, I guess. I don't know. At the knee, there's a beautiful, beautiful double knee joint. We love to see that with 3 3/4 inch figures. The knee does look pretty human when it's bent all the way back like that. I know some of them, you know, it kind of gives you like a harsh right angle. This does have a nice organic flow to it, which I always appreciate. And then down to the foot, you have a hinge and a rocker, so it can actually get really far back. Like, he can basically point his toe, you can get it forward a decent bit, and then you can rock it side to side. So honestly, yeah, overall this figure is great. Along with the Grunt, I think this is probably one of my favorite 2-packs. There's only 2 or 3 2-packs. There's 3 2-packs out this year. There's the guy with the Elite, the Spartan with the Elite, Master Chief with the Brute, and then the Marine with the Grunt. I think this one is probably my favorite, to be perfectly honest. This one is like a true army builder. If you buy 10 of these, you just end up with 10 Marines and 10 Grunts. You can never have too many of those, whereas if you buy 10 of the other packs, you're going to end up with a named character in each of them, so you can't really army build those quite as well, but either way, this is really, really nice to have. Now let's compare this guy to the single carded release, which is this one here. This is just the $10 single carded Marine release. I found him a couple weeks after I got this one in the mail, and honestly, these guys look great together. They're perfect for army building and having a little bit of variation in your collection. Obviously, the weapon is different. He comes with this LMG or something. I don't know the technical term for it. I think it's like a heavy rifle or something like that, but there's that. It's got a nice little paint stripe down the middle there. And you can kind of already see the differences here. Just the helmet is a little bit different. This one has a chin strap, whereas this one has like an armored chin strap. Pouches here, knife there, those are 2 major differences. The legs also have some minor differences. Holster on both of their right legs, but their left legs, this guy has a pouch, this guy has nothing. And then down here at the shins, I really like this Marine's shin armor, whereas this guy just has, you know, pant legs basically going down to his boots. But again, I mean, these guys standing next to each other look great for variation. Maybe this guy could be like a commando or something like that, like a little bit more of a specialized trooper, and this is just your standard run-of-the-mill Marine grunt. Either way, they look great. I love army builders like this. I'm not going to be worried if I end up picking more of these guys up or more of these guys up. They'll all look great together in the collection as a whole, as an army, as an actual UNSC collection going on. So I appreciate it. Jazwares is doing awesome with these figures. I love that they're releasing army builders like right away so that we can get collecting with these and just enjoying them, young and old. There are no complaints from me on any of those issues. But yeah, I don't think that there's anything else to really cover. There is the single card release. Here is the 2-pack release. Let's get him holding his battle rifle so he'll look good in the thumbnail. And there we go. We'll put him on his little stand here beside the Grunt. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you're interested in checking out any more of my content, mainly my toy photography, down in the description there's a link. It's like a link tree, so you can go to my Facebook, you can go to my Instagram. There's also a PO box address. If you send anything into the channel, I will be sure to do an unboxing here in a video on YouTube, on the internet, in the real world, unless it's a simulation. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video.